Roman Rudin. Strange occurrence in the region of the heart. So we're currently on the wind in Rome. The storyteller here is an unnamed ancient Roman emperor. And one of the characters in the story is Celestian. He is the commander of Rome's navy. But there is no wind currently in Rome. So Celestian is sent on his very first land campaign, and he comes back successful. He comes back with a large number of slaves. But we also find out that up until this point at least, the emperor has never actually loved anybody. He's always regarded it as a weakness. But one of the slaves catches his eye. And so we'll start reading from here. We read this last time, but we'll read it here as an introduction, and then we'll carry on over the next couple of pages. So here we go. The next morning, I ask Celestian about her hair. He replies that all the women of the conquered kingdom sheared off their hair as soon as they realized that their husbands or fathers would not be able to protect them. And yet all the others have managed to grow their hair back. Why not her? I do not know, my sovereign, but I can vouch for the fact that no knife has touched a hair on her head since we set out on the march home. It must mean that she is a witch, I say with a wry grin, for her power is greater than mine, for I cannot command my hair to stop growing. All day I cannot rid her from my mind, and come evening I call for her to be brought to my bedroom. When we are alone, I move closer to her. I walk around her, look over the dress my old women have clad her in, and sniffing to determine whether they have managed to bathe her and anoint her in oils. Then I pass my hand over her head to be sure that her hair really is that short. She seizes my hand and turns to look me in the eye. Do you want me to bear you a son? I startle at the unexpectedness of it and snatch back my hand, which she is holding quite firmly. Maybe I even utter an exclamation, although I cannot swear to it. Later, I try to understand what was the more frightening about her question. The fact that it sounded so out of the ordinary, or the fact that she had asked it in my language. The harsh call of a bird carries from outside the window, and immediately all the candles which illuminated the room are extinguished. The darkness is lit by a flame playing in her eyes, and I find the moment funny, because I have, for the first time, been scared of a woman. I locate her hand in the darkness. Drawing her to me, I start walking to the bed. In the morning, I ask her name, and she replies that she will tell me once the sun and moon have changed places in the heavens 3 times. When I ask her to account for why her hair grows so slowly, she replies that the time has not yet come for this. For some reason, I want to hear her voice. I am, all the same, in wonder at this. My conversation with a woman, for I have spent my whole life on campaign, and she tells me about her country, where the people hew their homes out of the cliffs, about the men of her tribe who never held a weapon in their hands, about the women who know exactly what their children will be like as soon as they set eyes on the man who will father them. She tells me nothing about herself, and the nagging thought that I have missed something of great importance gives me no peace. We spend the whole morning in conversation, and then the whole day, breaking off our words only for that which requires none. Did you say something yesterday about a son of mine? At last I remember the thing that was troubling me. She says nothing in reply. She just looks at me with her enormous eyes, and I think I have imagined the words, and I think I must have imagined the words with which our acquaintance began. By this stage, I am already in love with her, even if I do not know how to identify the condition in which I am plunging, forgetting about everything else going on around me. My son is born in the spring, when no one in Rome can any longer recall the wind. Most likely, I succumb so easily to the charms of Amira, that is her name, because the manes of my horses no longer flutter, and that it has been such a long time since there were waves on the sea for them to tread into foam and thus please my gaze. Now I cannot tear my eyes away from Amira and my son. The number of my attachments is rising. They are all new to Caesar, and Caesar is rightly proud of his wife and son. And what care for Rome does Caesar have now? But Rome, meanwhile, is falling into decay, and still further. How can an empire endure if succession to the wind vanishes? The very ability of its subjects to bring movement to the air by means of their own lungs vanishes, too. Buglers cannot sound the alarm. Women are incapable of blowing their hair out of their eyes. Children cannot manage to cool their hot milk. The inhabitants of this great city no longer gather on the shore to watch the ships hover. My navy has almost entirely sunk beneath the water. Only the top of a mast juts out here and there.